The Eagles off season is here. Super Bowl is over. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. The things that for the Philadelphia Eagles team and what to look forward to in the future. You know, we got AJ Brown could possibly be getting traded. We got free agency news from free agents. We're going to talk about all that tonight with a special guest. But first, let's listen to this trade situation with AJ Brown.
I don't want to trade AJ. I love AJ Brown on the Philadelphia Eagles. Like I said, I've heard he's a very good teammate for multiple people. I think he's an extremely good wide receiver. But if trading him is good business, if you are able to get back a first and a third, and now you could use that first-round pick to improve your roster because you have areas of need right now. You use the third-round pick to improve your roster. Yeah, it's going to be tough not having A.J. Brown, but you do have Devontae. Not every team has that luxury. Yeah. But now the Eagles already have in the first round the 23rd pick, which is their own. Yeah, I like the idea of Howie getting to use 2 first-round draft picks this year, maybe going offensive line. Maybe you draft a wide receiver as well, so now you got a receiver on a rookie contract, and you were able to move on from AJ's deal. Now, granted, you take on a little bit of a dead cap this year, but it opens up cap space for when? The next couple years where you got a lot of defensive players to pay. So this is the thing. It's when you put emotion out of it, and that's the hard part, because emotionally, you love A.J. Brown. A lot of fans love him. I get it. But when you take emotion out of it and you got to make what's the best business decision, it might be the best business decision to trade A.J. Brown this season.
How about our quarterback? How about our quarterback? Your quarterback. He's a stud. He is a stud. I knew he was going to play that way. I knew it. Don't doubt him. All he does
I'm
is
BirdGang 31 and I'm fly like an eagle. Hit him low, hit him high like the Eagles. Catch me on a podcast and we only talking Eagles. Dallas still sucks and ain't nothing like the Eagles. I'm one O-line, Jalen Hurts top 5. Run it like Saquon, like I'm down Queen. Always open AJ, touchdown, say. Strap him up like DeJean, sack him up, Zach Bond. On the road to victory, yeah. We gon' watch your Eagles fly. Hit him low, hit him high. Hit him low, hit him low, hit him high. We gon' hit him low, we gon' hit him high. We gon' hit him low, we gon' hit him high. We gon' hit him low, we gon' hit him high. BirdGang 31 is a host, man. Bringing Eagles to your door like the postman. Make some noise if you a real Birds fan. Make some noise if you a real Hurts fan. Yeah.
What is up, Eagles Nation? It's your host, BirdGang 31. Welcome to BirdGang Nation Sports Talk. Today, we got a very special guest in the building. We got Bailey Livezey in the building. How you doing today, Bailey?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
Of
So
course.
let's get straight into it, Bailey. The offseason is here. First off, tell me what's your take of what's happened so far with the Philadelphia Eagles. We got Stoutland out of there. He's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to collaborate on that. We got Landon Dickerson possibly retiring. We're still waiting to see what's going on with Lane Johnson. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things going on in Philadelphia before we get to the agent thing. How do you feel about the season so far? We got some new coaches there.
I don't know much about this Sean Manning guy. I haven't heard that much about him. It is a bit nerve-wracking, going into a season, again, a new offensive coordinator. We just had that last year, and look how that turned out. Defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio, he was almost not going to go another season. Now, one more season. It's a little scary. If I'm going to be very honest with you. I think it's going to be better than last year, but we have young guys on the team. It might take a couple years to get back to that team that we know and love.
Ooh, yeah. I think it might take a minute. We do got some young coaches there. You know what I'm saying? Like all this offensive coaches, like you said, Big Fangio staying for one more year. Hopefully, we can find somebody next year for that. But we got this year to deal with. We got young guys, Minion's young. We got Brazard's that's young. We got a lot of guys that's young and innovative on this offensive side of the ball. Do you think the change, this concept, we're finally Eagle fans to finally like be quiet about. We're finally going to see the offense that we really want to see in the first place. Something that's explosive, something that's moving the sticks. Something that has rhythm to it, motion to it, something that's going to be more alive, like we've been begging for the last 5 years or since Nick Sirianni's been here.
Yeah, I think it's going to take time. I really do. And I heard that there's an expected new quarterback coach. I think his name's Park Frazier. That's supposed to be stepping up and mentoring Jalen Hurts this upcoming season. And so that's another new coach. And so I think it's just going to take time. I really do. And hopefully this offseason they can really focus on the run game with Jalen Hurts and really start to get back to what worked in 2025 for that Super Bowl. But it's a waiting game. We'll have to see.
Do you think that, letting Stout walk off the building will be a huge, impact on this offense this year, even though it's something new? Because I know people are out there like, like it's a new scheme. They want to bring in their own new, coaches that kind of run the same type of scheme. They kind of asked Stout to come back, but he was going to have a lesser role coming back. He wasn't going to be the run game coordinator. Do you think it was more like disrespect, so Stout left, or is it just about starting fresh, starting new with this offense?
I think it's about starting new and starting fresh. I think last year left a lot of questions, and I don't know if Nick Sirianni and the team really knew what was the problem. I mean, people were pointing the fingers at Jalen Hurts, and I thought that was insane. I mean, obviously to me it was like the play caller's the issue. Come on, but there was a lot of questions that weren't answered, and I think coaching staff is panicking. I think they're panicking. I think the office is panicking. What can we point the finger at? And so they are starting fresh and starting over, doing what they can.
Do you think this year Nick Sirianni will be on the hot seat?
I think after this upcoming season, if it doesn't go right, 100%. 100%. I think he was on the hot seat this past season. And there was, people, you go on social media and there's rumors left and right of what's going to happen. Oh, is Nick Sirianni going to be fired? Oh, is Jalen Hurts not going to be here next year? I think one more season, if Nick Sirianni doesn't figure out the issue with this team and we see another repeated season, I think 100%.
It's going crazy. Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's one of the things where it's like Nick really can't be on a hot seat. He just won a Super Bowl a year ago. A year ago, we just had the parade in Philadelphia. He won so many games. It's like, who could you go to after him?
Yeah.
I do agree that he needs to get his together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get this offense right, and I've seen how the Eagles did do Dougie P. He won a Super Bowl coming back, being too cocky, not wanting to change very much. And we let him. So, like you said, I don't think this season, going into the season, he is on a hot seat. But I do feel like if it does not look a lot better this upcoming season, he definitely will be on a hot seat after that.
For sure. I mean, everyone wants to be able to point a finger at one person and say that's the problem right then and there. But it's a ton of people. If it's Nick Sirianni, it's not just Nick Sirianni,
Who do you think was the biggest thing? Because I go with the offensive line. Like, I will say, I'm not a huge fan of KP. I wish him well over there in Miami. Hope he can make that offense better over there. I would know Tyreek Hill. But I will say that it was pretty much the line for one. We weren't healthy. Like, people don't realize we weren't healthy that Super Bowl run we just did. Like, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens were not healthy that whole playoff run. Even though we won the Super Bowl with them, they weren't healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have a long offseason to recover. You seen Landon get that surgery before the season, but then he kind of like forced himself back on the playing field. Like, I felt like they should have probably put him on IR and, let him rest some more before even playing him this season. So, our best linemen were not healthy this year. And, it all starts in the trenches. Without Landon playing healthy, without Jerky playing, that's the middle of your offensive line. And then you have injuries to Lane Johnson. Mailata, had played poorly half the season. So if I had to narrow down to one thing, I would say probably offensive line.
Yeah, I would agree with offensive line. I think there was a lot of injuries. I think injuries were a really big problem, but I think if I had to say one thing, I think it was Kevin Patullo, for sure. My job with the Seth Joyner Show, what I do is I pretty much manage the community chat, and it wasn't just me and the guys on the show that thought it was Kevin Patullo. A lot of the fan base were pointing fingers at Kevin. I mean, what was the biggest change of last season? The play caller, you know?
Right. That's true. Hey, I'm not saying KP was great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's plenty of games. His problem to me is he didn't know how to adjust after adjustments. You know, like he was able to, he might come out with a good plan. You know, he wouldn't go over his plays that work. Once the defense, you know, adjusted to him, he didn't know how to adjust back, you know, to get the offense back on the right side of the playing field.
No, it felt like we were seeing the same plays over and over and over again.
Over again.
Yeah. Yep. And I mean, with the past season before this one, one of our main powers was Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
This season, teams figured out how to control him. We had no outlet, no route to go around that. It was, you know, like we have coming up with different ways. It can't be the same thing over and over again.
Facts. Straight up the middle, Saquon. Straight up the middle, Saquon. Hit trap. Hit trap. Hit trap. Up the middle, Saquon. Hit trap.
Yeah. You
know, that is what got me excited that, you know, Howie and Jeffrey went out and got these. You know, it's just totally different kind of, you know, offensive-minded coaches for this offense. You know, like I really feel like that's a plus. Like in terms of the overall growth of it this year, I feel like we're gonna see the beginning of it this year, and then the following year maybe see a little bit more. Because I do feel like one thing's for sure: if these guys are good, I feel like that they have a chance to really help Jalen Hurts out in this situation. In terms of like, he was only a quarterback coach, so now he's got promoted to offensive coordinator. You know, like, yes, we win a Super Bowl. There is a possibility he gets picked up as a head coach, but I doubt it. It's more like he's so fresh in the game that might give us another year with him. You know what I'm saying? So we can have 2 years of consistency. If we got the pass game coordinator, what's that guy's name? Gazard. If he sticks around 12 years, right? And say we do good the following year, you can let him go be a head. You can let Minion go be a head coach. And if he's still around, you can elevate him to the, you know,
that is true. That is true.
If we play it right, we can go 3 years, and it'd be the first time for Jalen Hurts' career he have some consistency with the offense. I think he needs to get in here and make sure that they cater this to Jalen Hurts' skill set, as opposed to trying to force feed him to be this guy. You know, the Kellen Moore even came in trying to do his thing at first, and kind of him and the Nick Sirianni thing. Then they realized, hey, we got to do what works best, and that's run the ball. And, you know, this team's always been a run the ball first type team. And that's why I put more on the offensive line, because we got big maulers on that offensive line. Without those type of people on the offensive line, you know, you look at Britton Toth, you know, I'm not even a big fan of Steen, you know, that there's all these linemen that aren't that big. Let's just say that, you know what I'm saying? Becton left. We've seen a huge drop off at that right guard when Becton is. Because Becton's a monster. He's like 6'9", you know, 330 pounds, 340 pounds. He's a big guy. So, you know, like big people beat up little people. And I think we ran that for so long with this off the line that, you know, I don't know what they're going to do about it. Because like you said, all of our great offensive linemen are leaving. You know, Kelsey left already. You know, Lane Johnson got a couple, maybe a year left on our team. You know, if we keep him that long, if he decides he wants to come back and play another year or two.
Right. And
then you look at like Landon Dickerson already talking retirement because his knees are so bad. So it's like we're gonna have
there's gonna be a lot of changes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to rebuild. We got to rebuild in the same scheme that we have in terms of getting big people to beat up little people, or we're gonna have to go to more traditional offenses. You know, offensive lines out there that has, you know, fast, athletic, strong, you know, smaller guys that move around, you know, and execute, you know, at a high level. It's scary. It's scary because we've always had the best offensive line. You know, this last season was the first year I was like, no, this is not. I hate when everybody said this is the best offensive line in football. I'm like, no, it wasn't. It's not the best offensive line in football no more. These guys are hurt. You know, these guys are playing like shit. You know what I'm saying? So
last season, yeah. I mean, even Jordan Mailata, like there were plays of him that I was like what is he doing? Like he was one of our most reliable offensive line players, and had me questioning him last year of what's going on. I think there had to have been a bigger issue with the team going on, because it seemed that it affected every single part. I mean, even we go to the kicker position, Jake Elliott.
Ooh.
He missed kicks that he would have made all the seasons before that. I mean, there was a ton of miscommunication. And yeah, the O-line's a big one. I completely agree with you that we need to protect Jalen Hurts. We need to make decisions revolving Jalen Hurts, because he is our quarterback. And at the end of the day, he's the leader on the team. He's the start of it. The O-line needs to be fixed, and we need consistency for Jalen. There has to be familiarity with him. I mean, I saw that statistic about how it's like every single year he had a new coach to learn and to figure out how to communicate with, and that's hard. That's not easy. That's not easy. It's a big ask.
He says, AJ Brown is saying I just want him to shut up sometimes. Yeah, well, let's get into AJ Brown. I'm glad you say that, because I am a huge fan of AJ. Let me start out this, and you guys know, if you guys follow me, that we talk about AJ a lot this offseason, because I just need people to understand two things. When we talk about AJ, it's not disrespect to AJ. It's not disrespect to his skill level or anything like that. Just facts going on here. There's something wrong with him and his football team together. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not giving the ball enough. Whatever it is, there's something that's not gelling well on this football team that's causing friction. And the only thing you can do with friction is keep it or get rid of it. That's the question. Would you trade AJ Brown this offseason? Would be my first question.
I felt long and hard about this. And if you would have asked me during the season, I would have told you yes. Now, though, now that we're removed from it, now that the gossip and everything that was going on died down a bit, I don't see how this offense is a better offense without him. I can't think of a wide receiver that I'm like, replace him. So no, I don't think I would.
That being said, right, he definitely has been, a problem in terms of his frustration, his energy he brings to the team. Like you said, during the season, you might have said yes. And don't get me wrong, this offseason, I loved all the interviews he's had so far this year. It seems like he's on board. It seems like his mind's right. He's ready to just come back, be that great leader we know he can be, and go ball out this season. It's a new offensive scheme, maybe get him the ball a little bit more type thing. But at the end of the day, what if it's not? What if we're here week 3, the offense is still learning itself. He's not getting the ball as much as he wants. And they start pouting again. Like, that affects the locker room. That actually brings that brings friction in the locker room that you don't need to be, especially if you're going to be the team captain, which he probably will be if he does come. If he doesn't get traded this offseason, he'd be a team captain again. And that was my biggest thing with him. As a team captain, you can't act like that. You got to come out and be more professional. Lift people up instead of tear people down. Type mentality when you get to be the hardest worker. And I feel like, he really dropped the ball this year. There's multiple times throughout the season he wasn't giving 100%. You know what I'm saying? Because he was pouting and mad. Like, if you're going to be a star, we need you to be a star 100% of the time in that football field.
You can tell that when he was running for the ball, sometimes he would just give up. He wouldn't even fully sprint out to even try and catch the ball. I mean, he was frustrated with the play calling, and he made sure that everyone online and the fan base knew that. He made it loud and clear. But with that being said, I think everyone was frustrated, and then he was the one on the team that vocalized it. And as much as I want to fault him for it, and he has to be professional, he has to, have that steady, calm personality. It's just on him. He's a wide receiver. Wide receivers are divas. That's just who they are. Yeah. I mean, I can name some right now, like Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, like these are all divas, but have crazy talent. They have crazy value. And so I think going into the offseason, they have that in mind. The Eagles has that in mind. Like, we have to make sure that Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, and whoever the OC is now, Sean Mannon, that they're all having decent communication, that they're in line, so that next season we can start to see the start of a brand new Eagles, a brand new offense. But they have to keep that in mind if they're going to keep A.J. Brown. Like, we need to make A.J. Brown happy. It's not just Jalen Hurts that we have to make happy. We have to make A.J.
Yeah, I agree. That being said, though, is there anybody out there you think, it would be a good enough trade? Let's say Eagles are trading A.J. Brown. Who do you think? What kind of caliber players? Because they're talking about Max Crosby, the Raiders. The only thing with that one is I don't see what the Eagles can get back that would be beneficial enough to make that trade. You know what I'm saying? They got Myles Garrett from Cleveland because it's every year they want Myles Garrett because Myles Garrett wants to get out and be a winner, right? But I feel like that's something. Both of those two trades, if you were to use A.J. Brown for the trade to save yourself some money, because you look at Myles Garrett and Max Crosby make a lot of money. A.J. makes a lot of money. You swap them out, you're kind of swapping out the money. Maybe there'd be like a $10 million difference here or there, but depending on the player. But you're swapping out dead money for dead money, big time. But these guys can come on our defense and elevate the defense to another level. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a Max Crosby, a Myles Garrett with a Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Hunt, Nolan Smith. Like, that would be amazing. And our defense would be that much better moving forward to the point where it's like, okay, we might not score as many points as we would with AJ, but at least, we got that defense on lock. So do you think there's any guys out there that would be worth it? He said, I want a DB if he did it. I don't know any good DBs I would trade for. We got two good ones.
I mean, Myles Garrett, the ones that you named, I think would be as fair of a trade. I did see something from the Broncos talking about a cornerback, Riley Moss, and then we would have I think it was a second round pick, and a 5th round pick. And I just I don't see how Riley Moss is a fair trade there. As a cornerback. I don't like that.
No. To be honest, I don't like those two guys, to be honest. If I can be frank, if you traded AJ for, Myles Garrett or, to go get Crosby, or even if he went to Pittsburgh, go get a TJ Watt, I don't think they need AJ. I'm just trying to think what other teams would actually need him. Because you look at those two situations, for sure it helps out. The Raiders, it helps out because they're probably going to get the 1st round pick, Mendoza, over there, so they're going to have a young quarterback. They got one of the best tight ends in the game already, you know what I'm saying, with Bowers. You got a nice running back over there. You got some decent, 2-3 receivers. Yeah. He would be the number 1 receiver. He'd get the targets that he wants the first year, you know what I'm saying? It's about what AJ wants, too, at the end of the day. AJ was only going to act right if he's getting what he wants. Right. But if you look at even the Carson Wentz days and the Hurts days, the years that they don't have to force feed one guy the ball are the years they play the best. They had their best seasons. Carson Wentz, that year he had 4,000 yards for 5 different receivers getting 500 yards apiece. That's impressive. I think that was the year we went to the Super Bowl that he didn't play in. You look at Jalen Hurts, if he was able to spread out the ball, not worried about AJ, in his ear, we can use guys like Cooper. We can use guys like if we want to re-sign Dotson. You know what I'm saying? I heard Dobbs.
You have a point.
Dobbs is out as a receiver. You know what I'm saying? So from Green Bay, that'd be a nice little pickup to come bring over here too. Then I personally think that Devontae Smith could be our number 1, and I'll help him out because he wants the ball more. He wants better stats. He's never even been to a Pro Bowl. He's like, hey, you sitting here crying. You've been to all pros. You've been to Pro Bowls. I'm sitting here, barely got 1,000 yards. But I'm not whining about it. God damn it! Why are you whining about it all the time? I think that would be more rewarding him, especially if you re-sign a guy like Dawson, because Dawson's been patiently waiting. You know what I'm saying? He's been patiently waiting. 10 catches a year. You know what I'm saying? That's not good. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? He's a former 1st round pick. You get him the ball more. You get, if you look at most of these kind of West Coast style offenses, look at the Njigma. That could be Devontae Smith. You look at, Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice was no big guy. It doesn't call for the big physical receiver. It calls for the precise receivers that's going to be where they need to be when they need to be. Not saying AJ can do it, because AJ can do everything, but Devontae Smith definitely can do it. I think he'll shine in that. situation.
Oh, I am all for Devontae Smith being our number one. I mean, you could argue that he's one of our number ones right now. He's great. I mean, 1,000-yard seasons in his first 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the potential. I think he's definitely my favorite player on the team right now. I just think his steady, calm professionalism. Like AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, they have such great talent, but they are polar opposites when it comes to personality. I mean, Devontae Smith would not be online gossiping, yelling for the ball. Like, he's very much just like go with the flow and steady, and Philly loves him. Philly loves him.
And he's a great route running, man. Probably one of the best in the league. Shout out to Robert Dredd with the $5 super chat. He says, "Happy President's Day." On that note, I want to wish Jerry Jones and the Arlington Texans nothing but the absolute worst. 4 more years. Go Birds. I love he hates the Cowboys. Shout out to you, Robert, with that $5 super chat. So, yeah, that being said, it's like I feel like, if the trade is right, I think that would be something that, the Eagles definitely need to look into and go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's right, like you said, those two guys, and obviously there's a lot of players that we don't even know about, that could be possibly trade bait, that could possibly get some movement that we'd be like, oh my God, we traded for them. There are some superstar players out there, but if it's not a superstar player, I'm not trading them for draft picks. I don't care if you gave me 3 draft picks, it's not worth it. You're gonna have to trade me something for something that we can get, that can start for us this year. You know what I'm saying? It's not no picks. I'm not trying to, we got 2 first-round picks for them, so let's see what we get with these first-round picks. I want a bona fide superstar, just like AJ. So
100%. We can't be any more like young guys on our team. That's going to take a couple of years for us to really get back to that team or for AJ's position, an athlete where we're like, okay, wow, like he's AJ Brown material, but it takes a couple years. No, we need someone that can sub in right now. And when I look at the NFL, it's hard to really match someone with AJ Brown's talent when he's happy.
Right. When he's happy.
So, but yeah, I mean, I feel like every single year there's people drafted that were like, well, that came out of nowhere, or well, that's a choice, and it's probably going to happen this year. I mean, there's a ton of free agents. There's going to be people that we resign, people that we don't resign, that people are upset about. I mean, there's going to be a lot of moving parts, but when it comes to AJ Brown, if they're going to trade him, they have to make sure it's fair and it's equal, and that person can step up to what AJ Brown was doing before.
Even without a trade, do you think any of these upcoming free agents would fit on the Eagles? Obviously, there's Jalen Phillips. I'd love to bring him back if we did go get a Max Crosby or, Myles Garrett. But any of these guys here, do you see on this list that you wouldn't mind bringing that can upgrade a position that we are weak at?
With the free agents right now on our Eagles?
No, with these guys here, these are just free agents in general.
Oh. That's hard.
Like, I would say, maybe Kobe Bryant for safety. But that's pretty much it. Devin White. But we already got
Devin White,
We got linebackers already. Oh, Linderbaum, if Cam Jurgens is not the guy, I think Linderbaum will be a guy, Tyler Linderbaum at center. That'll be something nice to add. But everything else, I kind of feel like we kind of got everything else there.
Yeah, Cam Jurgens a question mark. I haven't developed my opinion on him just yet, but yeah.
Well, let's go to the Eagles.
Anyone that really stands out to me.
Let's go to our free agents and then say it. Let's change the question. Who are you for sure keeping off this list?
Our free agents, I want Goddard to stay. I really, really do. He's one of the top tight ends in the NFL. I think when you look at the position beyond him, Calcaterra is decent, but I think if you really look at it, like who else is going to replace him?
And we don't
He
even
had 11 touchdowns last season. He's great.
I think we got all of our tight ends are free agents. We don't even have a tight end as of right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, you got to keep him.
Like I like him, obviously, he is, really good when he's healthy. When he's out there playing, he's really good. And yes, this year, he had a career in touchdowns at the position, so that's always a good plus there. But I don't know. I feel like there are some tight ends out there, or that think that maybe we can, maybe do, because we don't usually get rid of our starting tight end without getting another tight end, basically. From Selleck to Ertz, from Goddard to Selleck, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we would have to go out and draft a tight end this year to replace him next year. You know what I'm saying? Sign him to a 1-year deal again. But it depends if Goddard want to try to go out there and get the bag or not. You think he'll want to go out there and get paid big money? Because he did just have the best, touchdown-wise season for him in his career. Like, is he going to try to go get a bag? Like, hey, I've already done what I can. I know I get hurt a lot. And he go get a bag real fast. Or is he going to stay on the team-friendly side and give us, 1 year, $8 million, $10 million a year where we can go draft a tight end and be a replacement? Or the Eagles can trade for one. I heard rumors of Kyle Pitts might be traded to Philly. He's from Philadelphia. I think that'll be I would love to have Kyle Pitts here. If you want to trade him from Atlanta, baby, you can bring him over here, and I'll be happy with it. But Dallas Goedert is one of those things where it's like, yeah, either way with me, I'm good. I'm good either way. Like if you got someone to replace him, and I heard what's that tight end in the draft, Sadiq from Oregon? He looked.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
He looked really, really good.
Yeah.
Go get a guy like that, trade for like a Goddard. I heard Cole Kmet, wants to be a starting tight end. He's tired of being, a rotational guy. Maybe give him a chance. Just bring some new blood in here. I think if you're going to bring in any new blood, it has to be the tight end spot because you're not really messing with the receiver, especially if AJ's not going nowhere. You got AJ, Devontae, and whatnot. So.
It would be, I think Goddard out of the whole list, Goddard's still where I'm like, I understand them letting go, but it would definitely hurt the most. I mean, he's been with the team. He has such an amazing talent, but I can also see them letting him go.
What about Dean? You want to keep Dean, or do you think it's time for Jaheim Campbell to go out there and shine finally?
I have nothing bad to say about Dean. I love him, but we have Campbell here. And I don't think they're going to resign him. I really don't. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. And I mean, if it wasn't for the injury that he had, maybe that wouldn't be a question. And yeah, we would be resigning him. But the injury and having Campbell right there, I don't think they're going to resign him.
You don't think they're resigning Dean? The Dean's a goner. I don't really mind that as long as he doesn't go to the Cowboys. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking right now. You got, Christian Parker went over there. Him and Reed Blankenship are two guys I think the Eagles really need to think about. If you don't re-sign these guys, I think both of them might go to Dallas. Reed.
What do you think about Reed?
I think Reed's replaceable. The only reason why I want Reed on the team is for the sight-wise, and so they could be happy together. Cooper DeJean loves Reed Blankenship. He's playing the great.
Keep Coop happy.
I keep Coop happy, goddammit. Yeah. And if Coop wants his brother back for another season, I don't think he'll cost very much because Reed doesn't really have outstanding seasons. He's good.
Yeah.
He's a good safety.
Yeah.
He makes some key plays and at key times sometimes to help us bail us out. But he's not no star safety. You know what I'm saying? He's not no all-star. He's not no Pro Bowl or all-pro type guy where it's like he's more there for morale. Okay, he's more there to keep Coop happy. I wouldn't want Coop all sad. He can't do his podcast no more, or he feels weird doing his podcast. I don't want him thinking anything negative. You keep Coop what he's doing, let him keep doing what he's doing. at a high level. So that's the only reason why I want to bring him. But like I said, there's definitely players you probably can bring in that can replace a guy. Kuba's going to be back.
Yeah.
Healthy this year, hopefully. Sidney Brown's still on the team, even though I don't know how people really feel about Sidney. I'm like, he's not really starting, safety either. It'd be Makuba and go find another safety to be a starter with Makuba, But you can also bring him back, and I don't, it doesn't tilt the needle either way with me. Like, he can come back and start again. I wouldn't be too mad about it, or he can not come back and we get somebody else to start, and I wouldn't be too mad about it. So.
I wouldn't be surprised if they keep Reed. I mean, he's comfortable with Fangio's scheme. Same with Jalen Phillips. I mean, he's very comfortable, and it could be Vic Fangio's last season, so I wouldn't be surprised if they keep these two guys for that,
One more year? That's what I want, Jalen Phillips. I want him. I think if there's a guy that we have to resign, it's Jalen Phillips. Because when he came last season, he definitely lit it up. You know what I'm saying? He lit it up. And I think that is something that's hard to replace. Like, we all love Hunt. We all love Nolan. They're not consistent enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always like, you gotta let players grow. But stars are stars. You know what I'm saying? Like, come out stars, and they're just stars, And then some players turn into stars after years. But Jalen Phillips is already a star. Like, he's already that caliber type. You put him on this team for a full season, full off season, he might get you, 14, 15 sacks, on this roster.
Yeah.
Be an all-pro type guy. So, and we're talking about we want Crosby, we want Garrett or whatnot. He could be the solution to all that. You just re-sign him, he'd be a lot cheaper. He'd be a lot cheaper than Garrett or Crosby. And if you got to get him just for a 1-year deal, another like prove-it type deal, then hey, that'll work out too. I think that'll be a really good thing to do. I think we need to sign up for 1-year deal while Vangel's still here. If Vangel stays, if you can talk to Vangel, he can guarantee you 2 or 3 years, then you can sign him to a 2-3-year deal. But I think Vangel's 1 foot out the door already. He got his championship with a city he loves, and he's he want to hang out with his girlfriend. Hey, can't blame him. You know what I'm saying? Do you think, my God, you old school nigga thing.
Can't blame him. Can't blame him. I was surprised though. I can say that I wasn't surprised by him almost not going another season. I thought that came out of nowhere. But with Jalen Phillips, I mean, it's undeniable to say that he didn't elevate the defense right away. I mean, as soon as he stepped on the football field, it took it up another level. I mean, he played well. He played healthy. That's hard to find.
It's definitely hard to find. Well healthy on our line. Think of all the players that retired. Like, we wanted to see, what was that cornerback that came over? What was his name? Jair Alexander. We wanted to see him do something. He retired. We wanted to see old boy Smith, the DN from the Lions. We wanted to see him do things. He retired. We had 2 guys retire last season, and that was bad news bear. Like, we need to find some guys that want to play. He seems like he really wants to play Philly again. He does. And
it seems like he loves Philly. When he did that one interview before he started, I was like, oh, that's our guy.
Right? What about some free agents would you bring to the squad? Like, would you bring like a Stephen Diggs to the roster? Not Stephen Diggs, Trayvon Diggs, right? That's his brother, right? Trayvon Diggs that got released from Green Bay. Would you bring him over? You think he can be the answer at CB2? Or do you bring back a guy like, what's our cornerback's name again? Man. CB2 this year. From USC, damn it. Why am I missing his name right now? He's my boy too, god damn it. Well, you know who I'm talking about. CB2 guys. He said Diggs would be it. What's his name, guys? Tell me his name. Adoree Jackson. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, guys. I don't know why I had a brain fart on him. He's from USC. I love USC. That's my guy. But Adoree Jackson, bring out a guy like Adoree Jackson, or to go get like a guy like Diggs, for CB2.
That's a tough one. I think someone like, I would prefer an Adoree Jackson.
Yeah.
I do.
Someone with less expectation, I feel like. 'Cause even though he had a decent year, you bring him back. If he does exactly what he did last year, it'll be good enough this year. And we can be copacetic with it. We don't have no star CB2. We just have a good CB2. But if you go get a guy like Diggs, you're going to be expecting him to be shut down. And what
100%.
happens if he's not shut down again? What happens if he
Right.
sucks?
Then you have another problem. Another thing you have to worry about.
A big ticket problem, too, because he probably
Yeah.
costs a little money. So
He would. You'd be breaking the bank a little with him.
I like Diggs. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing him lock down that CB2 spot this offseason if Howard can do it. If he's healthy, too, that'd be a big thing for me, too. Is what's the health status? Do you want to see BG back this year?
I
The
do.
BG said he wants to be back. You know what I'm saying? He come back for one more year. Maybe he's down with it. He's down. He revolutionized his position, too. He changed to DT, and he played damn good this year.
He did.
So
I was not expecting him to come out of unretirement too, and he did his thing. I would love to see him back. I would love to. I think he's like a Jason Kelsey. He's a leader, and you need someone like him on the team that kind of humbles you and brings you back to reality when there's so much going on. You know, and I think that's why he came back. Was there really wasn't that person on the team.
Yeah. And I feel like we still don't have that person on the team.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to bring him back one more year. And him for sure. I know he wouldn't ask for very much money to come back. It's just happy that we even want him to come back. You know what I'm saying? He's got that Eagles blood in him, and he'll just be happy to even be back. So I would find seeing PG back for another season. I think that would be good for us. What about Jahan Dotson? Do you think we bring Jahan back this year? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel bad for Jahan. I feel like he deserves more from us before we let him go. Because if not, I feel like it was just a waste. It was just a waste. He had a couple of big catches, yeah, you know, but for the most part, you wasted the talent of this man. And if you're going to be, you know, getting the ball around, spreading the ball around, you know, new offense that's supposed to, like, you really get people involved, I think we need to keep him back.
And I agree with you. I think it's going to be a tough situation if you don't trade AJ and you keep Jahan, you know? Like, I think they're going to have to talk them too and figure out how to spread out the ball equally to give Jahan his actual chance. But if you keep AJ Brown and he still has this mentality of I want the ball, at least give me the ball 50% of the time or whatever it may possibly be, then you're still not giving Jahan that chance.
Yeah.
And so is it best to let him go and let him perform elsewhere if you keep AJ Brown?
But the big thing is, what do you think about AJ? Like, is this guy really worth all the stress? Like, in terms of, it gets back to the question, like, if we got to focus something on you, I'd rather our team be a more wide open offense where Jalen does just throw the ball to whoever's open. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you feeling like you have to go to Smitty. It'll make our team more dangerous too. You know, with Diggs be back, because I think we got him back for another year. Saquon running that rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, figure out your tight end situation. Hopefully these guys on the offensive line get healthy. Then what else you got? You know, you got to worry about nothing else. And I think that you bring them back, because some people are out here saying, what they say right here? They're saying Cooper too, Darius Cooper be a nice 3. But both of those guys, I feel like, need the ball more. You know? And I feel like people don't realize, like, if you spread the ball around, you can really get the ball to your main guys a lot easier. You know?
And that's what we were missing last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was going in the same direction, like every single time to the same person. Granted, we weren't winning games because of that. And so I understand the whole thing around trading AJ Brown. I do.
And then if Dotson leaves, he probably can be anybody's number 2. If not, some team's number 1. You know, so you give him a rather talented receiver. You know, Cooper too, another guy that little baby AJ on our team. I feel like he deserves some more play too as well. So I don't know. I think if the offensive scheme is really like this will be where the final line on this AJ thing, because we don't have to watch it play out. But if this new offensive scheme is to be more spread out, more diverse, get more people the ball active, then you gotta trade AJ. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't fit that mold. You know what I'm saying? If it's not gonna be that, if you're still gonna try to focus on AJ, make him happy, with this new offensive scheme, Jalen's gonna be throwing the ball to AJ like 45 times a game. Not really, but you know what I'm saying? Like he's thinking, okay, AJ, we trust you, we're gonna get you the ball type thing. Then you're gonna have to let Jahan go. You let him go do his thing. Hell, you can let
I think it's
Cooper
fair.
go, even though Cooper isn't going anywhere because I think we got him on contract. But you even let a guy like that go because it's not fair to them to keep him hostage on the football team. They're not going to get him the ball. But I just think that people don't realize it's not about stars. It's about the whole offense. It's like if you get all of them involved, you're that much more dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you got all of them involved, you don't have to worry about none of them really crying because if Jahan's going off one game, now you're worried about Jahan, you can go get the ball to Speed. Now you're worried about Speed, you go get the ball to AJ. You can just play musical cheers throughout a game if you're a good offensive coordinator. You can really mess up a defense's head,
Yeah.
if you're a good offensive coordinator. And that's what really comes down to if Manning's that guy or not. So, yeah, man, it's nice. It's championship problems we got on this team. You know what I'm saying? Like real problems that that could definitely get solved this off season. You know what I'm saying? Like they're out there, even they're tripping. Like I seen this out there. It was like Devontae Smith's got the most yards, in the last, years here, and he's never even been in a Pro Bowl. It's like I feel bad for him. I feel like just like Jahan Dotson, I feel like he deserves more, and I don't think he's going to get more with AJ Brown on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like good guys. I feel like are sacrificing for one guy. You got more than one guy sacrificing for one guy. And
it did feel like last year AJ Brown got all the attention, and it was like, oh, like Devontae Smith, he deserves so much recognition, and he was almost like in the back, like while AJ Brown got everything. And so, I mean, there's a ton of guys, and I mean, you can even argue that it wasn't just the offense that AJ Brown affected. I mean, he took the spotlight because of the gossip and because of the drama and I mean, it was crazy. It was like when you go online, it was something new about AJ Brown over and over and over again. And so he has to cut back. If they're going to keep him, he's got to cut back on that online drama for sure. And there needs to be a more cohesive offense. Like you said, you got to give it to multiple guys. We can't keep giving it to the same guy, or it's going to be another round of what we saw last year.
And if you're going to do that, he's not it, guys. Like Eagle fans, I know you guys hate hearing it. You guys don't want to hear no parts of it. I got cussed out in my chat earlier, for even talking about it again, but it's just reality. You guys got to keep your emotions aside and realize fit. Like, if you really want the best for AJ and you want the best for the Eagles, it's not together. Is what we're looking at right now. Because I can't see the Eagles' offense getting better by feeding him the ball more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see that happen. For one, you need to be featuring Saquon Barkley. We're a run first team.
Oh my God, yeah, we can't forget about him.
We got to get him the ball and get him started and him going. Devontae is not selfish. You can get him the ball. You can draft the receiver, keep Dawson, get Dobbs. There's four. That'd be if you get a first-round draft pick for a receiver, because I heard that some out there the Eagles are being targeted to. You get Devontae Smith, you get Dobbs from Green Bay, you keep Dawson on a 1 or 2 year deal. I promise you that receiving core can handle the load. You're going to get Devontae a little bit more, hopefully get him to that first Pro Bowl, his first All-Pro. And you can get the other guys the ball too as well. So no matter how bad we love AJ, guys, it's just coming down to where it's not about AJ no more. It's not about the Eagles no more. It's about what's going to make AJ happy. Because if he's not a happy football player, you heard Jason Kelce talk about it sucks playing on the team with a star that's not happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sucks playing on a team. The energy that they bring, like, you're the star player of the team. You can't bring that kind of energy to a team, being that star player, being the captain of the roster. So it does suck. And, that's the reason why I think this dragged out so much, where people are like, is he going to get traded? Is he not going to get traded? Is he going to get traded? because it is a huge deal. Like it's not
It
something
is.
that's oh, he's a good football player. He's a diva. Let it be. So we got rid of To. Remember that? We got rid of To. Being a diva too as well.
Yeah.
You know, what I'm saying like that. We got rid of players before for doing this. So we'll see what happens this offseason. You know, it's the offseason season start back up in a couple of weeks with the draft coverage or whatnot. This has been our pattern here. Wild card Super Bowl, wild card Super Bowl, wild card. Do you think it's Super Bowl in 27? Really 26, but whatever. I did that one. You think the pattern continues and we go to Super Bowl this year, or do you think this is probably not a Super Bowl year for the Birds? Just your early opinion, because obviously we got free agency, we got some things that might change your opinion later, but as of right now,
right now, I'm gonna say no, just because, like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of young guys that I think it's gonna take a couple years to really get them to the point where we want them. I think we're at the beginning of building a team. And I think in a couple of years, we'll be back to that team that we love, but I don't see it. I don't see Super Bowl next year for us, no.
Not the next.
And I think
please. Yes. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive, Bailey.
I just think like having a new offensive coordinator, and I mean, I don't really know much about him.
Yeah,
I
don't
know
offensive coordinator.
You'll know it again.
He's only a quarterbacks coach, and I love what he did with Malik Willis. And I think, oh wow, but the scheme, right? The scheme. You just look at like those quarterbacks that are in this scheme that succeed with their teams. Like look at the Seattle Seahawks type.
Yeah.
The Rams, Rams got a really good quarterback. But other than that, like the Niners type, like there's these quarterbacks that aren't super elite because I don't believe you need an elite quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Like I think Jalen Hurts is elite, but you don't need one to, or let's say passing elite, what I'm saying, to win a Super Bowl. And I think you just need a good one. And like they said, are we rebuilding or are we reloading? You know what I'm saying? I think we are reloading. We're not rebuilding, we're reloading here. And all those guys, look at the Sam Darnolds of the world, like all these guys, the Drake Mays, the Bo Nix, is like these are guys that are in the right system, putting up big numbers, even though they're not the most talented. And I think for those who don't think Jalen Hurts is elite, that they should really watch out with this new system coming in. Because this is a quarterback friendly system with emotions, with the quick reads, with the what I'm saying, like we kind of went over this last show about all the things that Mannion and Grizzard brings, the different formations, these are like basic things that you're elevating our offense with. That I think if we had if KP did those basic things, we wouldn't even be, happy that he's gone right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably keep his job. And it's like we don't expect, especially we also have a top 15 defense. So we don't expect you to be like the number one. We don't need the number one coordinator in the game. We don't need the number one offense in the game. We just need a competent offense and something 100%. That can bounce, things back when things get rough. So
agreed.
I think it's gonna be a good season, guys. I think it's gonna be,
after the season we just had, we got to go into this one with as much positivity as possible.
Exactly, and I'm that guy. I'm going to bring positivity to Birds. We're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm going to say it again. Super Bowl right now. I'm saying it. Eagles will win a Super Bowl.
I hope so.
And that's me saying it early. Sorry about my dogs. They're going crazy right now.
Oh, you're fine.
But we'll win the Super Bowl this year, you guys. I won't even say that. We're going to be in Super Bowl. I don't feel like it's going to be a thing that gets pushed out to the point where it's like, oh, the Eagles are not making the playoffs. Because with Nick and Jalen, we made the playoffs every year. And I don't see that stopping. Once the two guys are together, we can do that. In terms of winning the Super Bowl, I hope for it. Hold on a second. like I said, I think we could get to the playoffs, no problem. NFC Championship maybe. I think I want to win the Super Bowl again. I think our window is only like 2 years, and now with
Yeah.
Big Van leaving next year, probably 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Like it gets shrinking depending on who leaves, who stays.
No.
I never thought Stalin would ever leave, and he's gone. So I was like,
I thought we were going to be back this year to the Super Bowl. I think a lot of people thought that.
Yeah, but they couldn't get it together. I think we knew KP was trash in the very beginning. It was not going to get us to those Super Bowl. We wanted it to happen. We wanted it to happen, but it didn't get super. At least we didn't super collapse either. We could have super collapsed.
Yeah.
We wanted a super collapse, and that didn't happen. So, we still went 11-6. We still went to the playoffs. It is what it is. I think that we should be thankful for what we got there. And hopefully, like 100%. I said, this year that they made all the right decisions to get us back there. But I know we're coming out. Hey, everybody, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Make sure you guys go follow my girl Bailey over there. Are you going to be doing the Seth Joyner Show this year?
I will. I'll be back.
Season 3
on there.
Check her out on the Seth Joyner Show. Before I get you out of here, I like to do a thing called your all-time greatest team. You know what I'm saying? These are all your favorite players since you've been an Eagles fan. You know what I'm saying? We kind of go through it. I like to see everybody's perspective because you got people from different eras of Eagles that bring different players out. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna start it out here. What would be your all-time? Who's your all-time favorite quarterback that will be starting on your all-time team, and who will be backing them up?
Well, if we're drawing from players that I've seen play, I have to go Jalen Hurts. I have to go Jalen Hurts. 2 Super Bowls, MVP, no brainer. Backup, I have to go Nick Foles. I have to. He stepped in, got us a Super Bowl. His arm strength, I think, is also crazy, but he stepped in when he had to. So I have to go Nick Foles for the backup.
Okay, I like that. 3 running backs.
3 running backs. Ooh. Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
Darren Sproles.
Ooh, I like Sproles.
Him and Barkley, I think, would be very versatile and explosive. So I think that duo right there would be crazy. And then I have to go for the third one. I'll say LaShawn McCoy.
Ooh, that's dangerous, Shady.
Yeah.
Saquon McCoy, I like it. Give me 2 tight ends. It's gonna be your 2 tight ends back.
Tight ends, I'll go Dallas Goedert. I love Dallas. And then Zach Ertz. I'll go Zach Ertz.
That's easy enough.
Yeah, I miss him on the team.
Do you like seeing him over there in Washington wearing that Commander crimson?
It breaks my heart seeing him in a Commander jersey.
It does, right? It's not right.
It does not feel right. No.
Would you bring Zach Ertz back for 1 year?
I would. I wouldn't. It's probably more like an emotional side, but I would do it.
Give me 4 receivers.
Oh, okay. Devontae Smith.
Okay.
I know we just were talking about AJ Brown, and I'll go AJ Brown. And then I'll do Deshaun Jackson. And you know what? I wasn't alive for this, but I met him. I've seen him play. Met him at my college, actually. Mike Quick.
Mike Quick. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go give him some love to Mr. Quick. That's what's up.
Great guy. Great guy.
Give me a starting offensive line.
Okay. I'll say Jordan Mailata. I'll say Landon Dickerson. I'll say Jason Kelce has to be center. Love him. Right tackle, Lane Johnson. Right guard. I'll go Brandon Brooks.
Ooh, nice. Nice. That's a nice line there. Let's go defensive line. Give me your front four. We're going to run a 4-3, so give me your front 4 on the defensive line.
Okay. Brandon Graham.
Okay.
Jalen Carter.
Okay.
Fletcher Cox.
Okay.
And one more. Jalen Phillips.
Oh,
we gotta say it. I gotta say JJ. I do.
She likes them.
I do.
Give me 3 linebackers.
He has not disappointed me yet.
3 linebackers.
Linebacker. Zach Bond, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., and then I have to go with my guy Seth Joyner.
Seth.
We gotta say Seth.
All right. And you meant Junior, or you mean Jeremiah Trotter, the dad?
Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
You meant Junior, or you meant Trotter, the dad? He said, I said it and I'm sticking with it. Put him out there, goddamn.
Oh, well.
Right?
That's what I said. Yeah.
What about for cornerbacks? Give me 3 cornerbacks.
I'll say Coop. Slay. Oh, I miss Slay so much. Darius Slay Jr. And then for a third one, we'll go Quinyon Mitchell.
Do you think the Eagles should even think about bringing Slay back? He's gonna be a free agent.
I would love for them to do that. Do I think they're thinking about it? No.
Give me 3 safeties.
Oh. I'll go CJ Gardner-Johnson. He's another guy that I'm like, when we let him go, my heart broke. Malcolm Jenkins and Roddy McLeod. I think if you're gonna say one of them, you have to say the other. They're a duo.
I like that, Roddy McLeod.
Yeah.
Good one. Let's go with give me a kick returner, a kicker, and a punter.
Okay, kicker. I'll say Elliott. We'll go Brennan Mann.
Okay.
For punter, and then kick returner. Who? I'll go with Deshaun Jackson again.
There you go. Double duties for Jackson. One of the only players to do it. Pro Bowl at 2 different spots. I like it. Give me your offensive coordinator, your defense coordinator, and your head coach for your all-time team. Now, listen, they can all be head coaches. You know what I'm saying? They can be whatever you want to make them the way, whatever way you want to. Coaches you got.
For a defensive coordinator, I have to go Vic Fangio. I think what he's done has been phenomenal. Offensive, we'll go Kellen Moore. And then coach, I think I'm going to go with Doug. Doug Peterson. Yeah, Doug, he brought our first Super Bowl win home. He is a prime example of that underdog leadership, that nobody believes in us mentality. I think he's also like, just like Devontae Smith, they honestly remind me of each other, that calm, steady approach. He matches the grit of the city, but doesn't like feed into the noise.
I love it, man. Dougie P, man. No Andy Reid. No Nick Sarah. She went Dougie P. I like it.
No, gotta say Doug. Gotta say Doug. That would be my dream team if possible. Not possible, but
it's definitely possible. Anything's possible. Like that's what they learn. We learn at school, right, Bailey? Well, hey, Bailey, it's been awesome having you. Let us know what you're going to be up to, Bailey. What are you going to be up to? You know what I'm saying? Are you planning on getting more content now? You can do your own type of show. Like, what's going on with you?
Yeah, well, I would love to start. I thought about having like my own podcast. So currently thinking about doing that. I currently work for Spencer's and Spirit Halloween as their social media manager. So that's like my main gig is that. But I can't wait for the season. I can't wait to be back on the Seth Joyner Show. Hopefully we can get this podcast up and going. And so going into the next season, more content getting put out there, and I think it's going to be great.
Where they can follow you at? Let them know where they can follow you at.
You can follow me on Instagram at Bailey Livesey. That's my main account. I'm also on X at Bailey Livesey. I would say those are my 2 ones. You can follow me on Facebook, but I don't really post much on there. So
nice. Well, yeah. Hey, the network needs some more shows. If you want to, do a show for the network, we also look for more people on there. You want to do some co-hosts or whatnot.
Yes.
We definitely want to get you back on the show again, in some capacity, man. It's a pleasure having you on tonight.
Oh, for sure. Oh, thank you.
Any last words for you, for the Eagles fans?
2 words. Go Birds.
Go Birds! I love it.
Go Birds. Plain
And
and simple.
you know what I always say at the end of my shows? Fly, Eagles, fly. And we out. Peace.
How about our quarterback? How about our quarterback? He's a stud.